Hello everyone, welcome to Ian's Bricks. As you can see behind me, I've got quite a few different boxes from different places for this Lego haul. I've got a couple of boxes from Lego.com, 3 in fact. I've also got a couple of things from John Lewis, 4 boxes from Amazon, and I've also got a box there which is things that I won from Whatnot. This is quite an interesting haul because most of the sets that I've got I either got for free or for very, very little money because I've been using a lot of my cash back. I've had loads of cash back mature. So I'm going to start with probably the Lego boxes first of all. There were some discounts in there, but not great ones. First are the 3 boxes from Lego.com, and this is the largest of the 3 boxes. Let's get this open with my box cutter. Okay, and we have a very large ready to ship box, which is great, so we'll get into that in a second. We got promos with this set. Now this is interesting because this is a set that I ordered back at the beginning of July. It took a whole month to come here, so it was a set that was reduced during the Lego sale. I think that was the sale that was coinciding or rivaling the Amazon Prime, if you remember that. So the gift we purchased at the time was spend over £135-ish, I think, 407.84, the African Savannah diorama. Nice little thing there, nothing too special, but free gift. And also I used 1,500 of my insider points to get this rather nice little set here. 6432430 is the set number. We've got a little bit of crushing on the top of these horrible yellow boxes, but that's the sort of the pirate game. I think it's got a little facility on there where the little pirate ship sort of rocks from side to side. So quite a nice little thing to get that. Both of those I'll be taking to upcoming Lego shows to sell on because I'm not too bothered about building those myself. However, we still have this nice big box to get in here. I need my knife for this one, I think. Okay, and it's kind of the right way round for a change, and it is this set here. Goodness me, very, very nice set that is retiring at the end of this year. It's the motorised lighthouse from Lego Ideas. 21335 is the set number, 2065 pieces, so quite a big set. I bought a few of these recently. I think they were discounted somewhere, which I think John Lewis, I managed to get them at a cheaper price after this. But my buying price for this is normally £260. It's quite expensive. Was down to £195, £194.99. And of course you got the promo sets with that as well. So I thought that was a pretty good deal to partake in, and that is why I did that. So nice set that. I'll be keeping that one for a couple of years until it retires. Let's get into the next Lego box, and this is one of the smaller Lego boxes with the pull tabs. Okay, right, so this is quite a recent order, this one, and I know that because the gift we purchased is the one that's just finished, and it is this one here. Spend £115, 115, and you get 40760. This is the Fortnite Cuddle Team Leader and Adventure Peely. Okay, that's a bit of a mouthful, but yeah, 2 figures from the Fortnite. They did one of these a while ago for the Bright Bomber, which is just a single Brickheads pack, but quite a nice little thing. So one of those for free. So what did I have to do? I had to spend over £115, and what I did is I got sets which are down at the moment for retiring. No discounts on this. I think this is the only order of all the orders that I've got where I didn't get any kind of discount, so I did pay full price for all of these. I got myself 3 of these, and these are the new Brickheads from One Piece. If you haven't seen One Piece, it's on Netflix. I saw it a couple of years ago. Quite a good series. I kind of didn't know anything about it, watched it, and yeah, it's all right. It's quite good, and I'm quite looking forward to season 2. This is the character Buggy, 40800. Buggy the Clown, that's what he looks like there. What's interesting about this character, it's a bit grim really, but he can actually detach his head and his arms, all his body parts, and put them all back together again. It's all very, very weird. So I'm assuming you're not able to do that with a Brickhead, but of course it's Lego, so I suppose you can take it to bits as much as you want. But nice couple of printed pieces in here. I think I've not highlighted this before, but as well as a sort of skull and crossbones on his head here, you've got this little motif there on his hat as well, and also this little torso. So for $9.99, I think this is a nice little set. It's down for retirement for this year, so if that is going to happen, that is a very, very short shelf life. August to December is not very long at all. You're limited to 3 each of these from Lego stores and lego.com. So I did get my full maximum of 3. There's those 3 there. And I also got the other brickhead, which is the Monkey D. Luffy, and that is 40799 is the set number there. Again, I think you just get a couple of printed pieces here, which is the scar on his cheek and the little torso there. Again, $9.99, that's what the character looks like, or the actor in real life. Yeah, that is some more of those. I've got 3 of those because I could, basically. That's the maximum I could go for. So I've been picking a few of these up in stores as well, because you're limited at the moment to 3 of these. So we've got one other set as well, and you've seen me buy loads of these already this year. This is the Spider-Man bust, or the mask. 76285 is the set number. Again, a set that's retiring. I tend not to buy too many Marvel sets, but I think busts and these kind of sets here that come in this style here do very, very well once they retire. I think this is available from Very in the UK, so if you're outside the UK, this will be an exclusive, store exclusive somewhere, so have an eye out, keep an eye out for where this is available. Not seeing this reduced very, very much at all, so I did pay the full $59.99 for this, so don't like doing that, but sometimes you have no option with some of these sets. You can only buy them at full price. So we've got one more Lego box to get into, and this is a slightly larger Lego box than the last one. Pull tabs. Okay, so we have another one of the Fortnite brickhead sets here, 40760, the Peely and the Cuddle Team Leader. So another one of those for spending over £115. And the other box that I've got, it's another ready to ship box. Let's get into this one. That was actually quite difficult to get out of the box. It was really rammed in there. So let's get these tabs ripped off and have a look and see what the set is. Oh, okay, so this is a very nice set which I don't think I have yet, and this is the Medieval Town Square. It's from the Icons range, set 10332, 3,304 pieces. This is a really nice set, and this is one of these sets I would genuinely love to build. I probably won't end up building this particular one. Very heavy box as well, goodness me. Let me show you the back of this. This is a set that's not been on shelves particularly long. I think it goes well with a lot of the other castle theme sets that Lego do. You can see the back here, all the backs of the houses look as though they're open, and you've got playability factor, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with this. Of course, if you don't know, you do get the grey goat. There was a big thing when the big furore when that came out. I'm sure this was only released last year. Lego have done a medieval square before, years ago, sort of back in the late 2008, 2009-ish. That is a set that I own, but I have to say this one beats it hands down. Really nice looking set. So this is normally £200. You can only get these in the UK. I think it's from Smith's Toys, if I'm not mistaken, and from lego.com. Normally £199.99. Just to ease the pain a little bit, so I wasn't paying full price, I did use £20 worth of my insider points to reduce the price of this particular set. Just because I obviously didn't want to quite pay full price. I have to say the box is in fantastic condition. These ready-to-ship boxes, they are really, really good. I do like it when anything comes in one of those ready-to-ship boxes. So yeah, my first one of these. I'm probably hopefully going to get a few more of these before the year ends out. I know the old medieval town square that they did, I never really appreciated that much in value. Although I think this one is so nice that I think it could do quite well once it retires. And it's a set that I don't think is not readily available. I think not a lot of people have this or probably are aware of this. Having said that, of course, it is similar themes. A lot of sort of castle-y things are coming through on the Bricklink Designer programme, so there's always that to bear in mind. But that is one heavy box of Lego, and yeah, that is a set that I would really, really like to build. The problem is, of course, I've got nowhere to put that. If I was to build that, I wouldn't know where to put it. Right, I think we're going to get into some of the John Lewis boxes next. So let's have a look at this one first of all, and these boxes are very, very flimsy, but I'm hoping that the contents inside have survived. Okay, so we've got 5 sets in total. So there were some good deals from John Lewis, and I sort of took full advantage. They had a number of sets which I was interested in. Now this one here, rather annoyingly, look what I've spotted straight away. We've got damage. That's those rubbishy boxes. That's a shame. Look, we've got a little bit of a split in there. Look, I don't think it's going to affect this too much because it's on the side and the front of the box looks okay. But we got an Animal Crossing set. Now, a lot of other Lego investors really don't like Animal Crossing. I have been buying quite a few. I quite like it as a theme. I don't think it's going to be that successful personally. For me, it's all about the figures. I'm trying to collect all of the figures. Now, I've already got this set and I've already built it and I've got that little figure put to one side. This is Bunny's Outdoor Adventure. These are normally $17.99. They've been heavily discounted over a period of time. They're on Amazon. They're on all the places as well. This particular set, let's just get my notes here, they were down to £8.50 each. Okay, so that is not a bad price as well. Now, with this whole order, I also use my perks at work. So I've talked about this before. This is a scheme that I have via work. It basically means that I buy vouchers for shopping, gift cards for like when I go shopping at Tesco or Aldi supermarket, Sainsbury's for example, when I do John Lewis shops, Argos even do all of these. So when I buy a gift card, say I buy a £50 gift card, I'll normally get 4, 5 or 6% back on that. I can then get cash back as well on top of that, so if it's like Quidco or Top Cashback, and then do that as well on top of that, but just while I'm actually buying that gift card. So if my order's £50, I'll buy a £50 perks at work gift card for whichever particular store it's for, and then if I've got enough perks at work points, basically 100 points is £1. So I think this particular order here, the whole order, cost me a total of £50, but I had £10 worth of perks at work points, which basically means I got another £2 off on average off each set. So this cost £8.50 in their sale, so that meant it cost me £6.50 for an £18 set. Not bad at all, just a shame it's a little bit damaged. So we've got one of those, we've got 2 of those. The box on this one is much better. So that is the first one. Now the other set that I got, again, I wouldn't normally buy these, but I think with the price, I think it was not bad. And again, it's a set that's retiring. This is the Money Tree 40648. These are kind of all over the place as well. They're on Amazon. You get them from lego.com. But these were reduced. I think they were half price. They're normally £22. They were more than half price. And John Lewis had them at £10.50 each. Plus, of course, I got my extra £2 off from my perks at work on average. So that worked out that I paid £8.50 for a £22 set. Again, I don't think this is going to be majorly sought after once it retires, but there certainly will hold its value, I think. So there's definitely a little bit of profit in there at shows maybe next year or the year after. No, quite a nice looking little set. I think it's a little bit different. And I think it will, I know obviously it's related to Chinese New Year and things like that, but I think it's quite a nice thing that people would probably have that and maybe do mocks of it as well, so it didn't look so Chinese if they weren't into that kind of thing. So I think that could do okay, especially at that price as well. Got 2 of those. There's the second one there. We've got a little bit of a crease on the top of the box, but not too bad. And then the other set that I got is this one here, and this is a set that I will be building. It's mainly to get the figures out of it. You get 2 figures here. You've got Leaf and Poppy from Animal Crossing, and this is their Leaf's Caravan and Garden Shop. Again, I don't play Animal Crossing. I really just like it for the figures. The sets are quite cute, but and I do enjoy building the sets, but I don't really keep them. I just sort of build them and then shove them all in a box. Really, it's not really ideal. But it's all about collecting the figures for me. So the reason why I've got this now is because they had this on at more than half price. This is normally £25 here in the UK, and John Lewis had it at £12, so more than 50% off. And of course, I got another £2 off. So it basically cost me £10 for a £25 set. I think that's a real bargain for a set that I'm going to be building. What I found with the Animal Crossing sets is that they quite often will at some stage get reduced by 1 or more tailors by 50% or more. I've seen that quite regularly. So when this first came out earlier this year, I'm like, oh, I'd love to buy that straight away, but just hold on. If you know these sets are readily available at different stores, then you will be able to get them discounted. And I've just held off on this one until it was more than half price. And yeah, I think that was a very, very good choice to make. I think you could only buy maybe one of these. I can't remember. I got two of each of the other ones. I can't remember whether there were limits to this, but I did only need one at this particular stage. It's not a set that's retiring this year at the moment, so I just thought it was a wise option just to get one of those. So that's that. So let's get into the next one. This is also from John Lewis. Again, another one of their really flimsy boxes. Look how flimsy they are, they just fall to bits. Right, so we have this set here, and how does the box look? Not too bad. There's a little bit of marking on the top there, but that isn't too bad at all. So we got this, another Fortnite set, but this is one I've had to pay for, and this is Peelybone 77072. I've been buying loads of these. They're quite readily available and discounted at quite a lot of retailers. John Lewis had this special offer where I think if you spent over, I think it was over £60, you could get another £10 off. I think it was spend over 60, get £10 off, spend over 95 and get £15 off, I think was the deal. Very, very short space of time that deal was available. They already had this, so it's normally $89.99. And this was down to £66.99, £67. So £10 off that was basically £57. Plus, as well, I had another £5 of Perks at Work points to use. That had matured, so it meant that my buy-in price for the Peelybone was £52. So £52 for a £90 set, which I don't think is too bad at all. Again, this is another one of those sets that I keep saying I'm going to build. I haven't built it yet. I've got quite a few of these now, so what I might do is sort through and figure out which is the worst box, open that one and get that built at some stage, because that does look a very, very nice finished article, but also I've been told as well it's a very, very good build. So they are my purchases from John Lewis. I'm going to start getting into the Amazon boxes next. This is the first of 4 Amazon boxes. And one thing to note as well, I had quite a lot of cashback mature throughout July, so much so that I think in total on these 4 orders, 3 of the orders basically ended up costing me nothing because I used my cashback. And then one of the orders, there were some really, really good discounts all around recently. So yeah, I had about £168 worth of cashback that I've used on all 4 of these orders, but I'll talk through each one as I get to it and tell you whether they were free or not. So this first one here is one of the free orders. Now let me just check my notes. I've got loads of notes here to remind me of what we got. So I got sets here. So these are some Duplo sets, and I normally wouldn't bother too much with Duplo. Sorry, I'm sweating a little bit. It's very, very warm today. This is the Number Train Learn to Count. I picked up some of these a while ago and they sell quite well at shows. I've got a couple of shows coming up during October, some smaller sort of localised shows, and what I like to do is at those shows I like to take some sets and have them on at some current sets that are reduced in price from what the recommended retail price is. So my trick is for these is to pick out some decent sets, hopefully as and when they're on sale, and take advantage of those. So this particular set here, it's normally £18. So the deal was from Amazon. They had an offer where they had, I think they were matching Argos, and they were basically 2 for £20. So these are normally £18 each. You could get 2 for £20. However, on top of that, if you ordered 4 of anything, you got another 5% off, which means that my buy-in price for each of these sets was £9.40 each, which I don't think is bad. It's basically half price, £9.40 to £18. I'm not going to probably sell these at £18. I will probably keep them a lot less than that, but just something different, something a little bit unusual. And again, I wanted to it was more about buying the other sets that I'll show you in a second. I got 2 of these. You can only order 3 maximum of each, so that's why I only bought 2 of each, because otherwise it kind of wouldn't have worked. But the other set that I got, and again, this isn't retiring this year, this set, but it's a set I really like, and it's the 31163. I think it's called the Playful Cats, I think. You also get a rather weird pigeon and a little cute puppy as well. I think what I like about this most of all, obviously it's all posable with the legs, but you get the ball of wool or yarn and the little mouse as well with the massive ears. And I think the alternative builds aren't too bad. So this is relatively new set. It's not retiring until next year. However, these were £20 each normally recommended retail. Amazon had them on at £15 each. However, they also had them on at 2 for £20 each, which made them £10 each, plus another 5% off for ordering 4 of anything, which again make the buy-in price £9.40. So this is more than 50% off. And I think for a newish set, quite a nice little set, something that would sell well at one of these localised shows, I think that is a very, very nice little set indeed. So I got 2 of those. So let's get into the next Amazon box. Right, so this is interesting because this order here, which has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sets in, I did actually place these orders at different times, so it's weird how Amazon have actually packaged these up. So the first one here, I've got 2 of these sets here, and this is another one similar to the last deal. These Darth Maul Mech 75411, a set that's not retiring this year, it's down for retiring next year. These are normally £12.99 each. Amazon had them for £11.99 as their normal price, but they had them at 2 for £15, so £7.50 each. And I ordered these at the same time as another order, which is in one of these other boxes down here, which basically meant that my buy-in price with the extra 5% off was £6.95 each for a £13 set. So again, not bad. Quite a compact little set. It's quite a nice little thing. I don't really normally go for mechs, but I think the Darth Maul one could do okay. It is a figure that's generally quite popular in Lego, and I think long term that could do okay. But this is a set, as I say, I'm going to take to a local show probably in October and sell those at obviously with a little bit of profit, but still at a discounted price. Now the other set is this one here. And this is a set I'm not really bothered looking about too much. This is in a different order, but again, this is another order that I actually got for free using my gift cards. And this is the Minions Music Party Bus. I don't think Despicable Me 4, which is the film this is from, has been particularly successful. However, don't underestimate the popularity of Minions. I think they are a very, very good sort of... they're nice little figures and things like that. And I think this is quite a nice little bus. It all opens up, as you can see, like that. It's something set that was not particularly on my radar. On one of the Discord channels I'm in, had a little bit of a sort of chat. So someone's seen these, they're on discount, and I thought, well, you know what, I've not got any of these, I'll buy a few. I had some money to use from Amazon. So the buses are normally, and I've not put the recommended retail price down for this one, I forgot what that is, but I actually bought these were down at £17 each, so they were reduced, but yeah, this is I thought that was quite a good price for this set. And again, it's not been on shelves very long, and it is retiring, it is down to retire at the end of this year. I got 3 of these. That's number 2 there. All the boxes look in good condition. There we go, that is all good. So 3 of those Minions boxes there. And again, £17. I didn't think that was too bad. Bit of a discount on there. Not the greatest discount, but I still think it was worth getting those at that price. For a set that I hadn't got yet either. As I say, I try and diversify and get different sets from different themes, just so I'm not buying the same old stuff all the time, because I think if you do that, A, it gets a bit boring, but B, you just end up with a load of the same stuff from the same theme. So let's get into the next Amazon box here. It's another one of the smaller boxes. Right, and so this is the rest of the Minions order. So at the same time I placed the other Minions order, I got myself 4 of these. Again from Despicable Me 4, 75580. This is the Minions and the Banana Car. again, it's a small set. It's a thing that kids will like. You've got 3 figures, I think, with this, or 4 figures. My goodness, 4 figures on a small set like that. Not bad at all. And I think these are normally £18 each. And these were down to $13.99 minus another 5% off, made them $13.29. But as I say, with the whole of the Minions order, for all of the Minion stuff, I had gift cards to use, so it meant my total order, so for these 4 sets here, which I'll show you the rest in a second, and those 3 Minion sets there, they would have cost me £104.16 at the discounted rate, but I'd got gift cards, so that basically means all of these Minion sets are completely free. So we've got box number, oh, nearly dropped it, box number 2 there, box number 3, and box number 4. It's interesting because these boxes here are a lot thinner than a lot of the other boxes. This box here is very, very thick, but these are one of these sort of little flimsy, cheap cardboard boxes. So I need to be careful that I don't drop any more of those because I don't want to destroy the boxes. He says, just as he drops another one. Right, let's shove that on there. We've got one more Amazon box to get into. Okay, and we've got some more of these Animal Crossing sets. We've got these before. 77047, Bunny's Outdoor Adventures. How many of these did I get in this one? 1, 2, 3. 3 of those, and we've got a 4th set. So let's talk about these 3 first of all. So they were on Amazon, and they were down to, I think they were £8.50 each. So similar to the John Lewis price that I paid as well. But yeah, £8.50. I didn't use any gift cards for this particular order. So all the other orders that you've seen were basically things that were reduced, and then obviously I used my gift cards to pay for them, but this is the only one of these 4 orders which I didn't actually, I had to pay for full price. So I'm a little bit thrown because I'm just looking at my list of things here. I am actually missing a set. It's obviously not been delivered yet, but I just need to go back into my Amazon to make sure. There's the other half of the Darth Maul set that doesn't seem to be anywhere in this order, so I just need to double check because I'm pretty certain that said that was delivered, so I might need to chase that one up. However, I digress. The other set that I got is another Animal Crossing set, and it's this one here, another set that was released this year, 77055, the Able Sisters clothing shop. Another one where you get 2 figures in this one. You get Mabel and Sasha. Again, I'll be building this, but generally I'm collecting this for the figures, and I waited until this one, again like the other set, I waited till this was reduced to more than half price, and Amazon for a very, very short time had these particular sets on, and it was £17. No, that's the Minions bus. Where is it? Able Sisters. Yeah, it was £17, and normally this is £35. So more than half price again. Yes, I ended up paying for this one, but I think you can understand why I wanted to wait until this had gone down to half price, because they do quite regularly do that and go down to half price. So that is all of my stuff from Amazon. Now I've got one more box to get into, and that is from Whatnot. And before I get into this, I just have had a quick check, and the other set that I'd ordered as part of the Darth Maul haul it is still waiting to be delivered. I just got a little bit confused there, expecting to get another couple of sets which weren't there, but I've just checked and they're not going to be delivered until sometime in September. There's obviously a little bit of a delay on those 2 sets, so panic over. So this is something that I won from Whatnot. Now, if you don't know about Whatnot, I think it's available certainly in a lot of European places now, certainly in the UK and the US. It's been a thing for quite a while. I even did a Whatnot stream, well over a year, maybe a year and a half ago, because I just wanted to try it out, really. It went okay, and I probably will do another Whatnot stream at some stage, not in any sort of time soon. However, what I will say is, because I'd sort of done that thing and talked about Whatnot previously, I did get quite a few people referring. There was a referral code that I had, which I'll leave in the link of the description as well. And that basically means, I think, if you sign up for Whatnot, and it basically just gives you £10 to spend. So I'll leave that link in the description for you to use. And because I'd use that, and then obviously when people sign up and then I get money as well, I've got £159 to spend in Whatnot credit. I had this credit for quite a while. It does occasionally grow. Every now and again I get another £5 or another £10. So thank you to all the people that in the past have used that affiliate link to sign up for Whatnot. But I had all this money, I thought I'm going to have to spend it at some stage, and I've been keeping an eye on different hauls. I was obviously more keen to get boxes of sets rather than figures, because a lot of people do minifigures, and they're fine, and I've got a few minifigures, but you know me, I'm more about collecting the sets. And there was this, it sounded like a young lad, didn't have his face on screen. It was just in the middle of the afternoon. I think it was this time last week, actually, on a Thursday when I was actually off work. And I had a quick look, and he was selling a variety of different sets. And I thought, there was no prices on anything. It was kind of literally, if you want something, ask how much it is. It wasn't kind of like an auction or anything. They literally just had a load of sets on display, and he was like, tell me which ones you want, and I'll tell you how much they are. And he was doing bundles and deals and things as well. So knowing how much money I'd got to spend, and having heard a couple of the prices of a couple of the sets, I was like, okay, so what I want to do. So I literally picked out 6 different sets. I thought, okay, that's probably going to be about that much money. And the plan was to spend the whole £159. And he said, okay, so all of those together, they'll be about £175. We'll do it as a bundle, and we'll round it down to 160. That was music to my ears. That was perfect, which means that I've only paid £1 for all of these sets in here. There are 6 altogether. I did have to pay the post and packing as well, which was £6.57, which means that my total buy-in price for each of these 6 sets was £1.26. And they're all fairly smallish, but there's some age to some of them, and there's some half decent sets in here. So let's get this off. I did ask him to pack it really, really well, which it looks as though he has done. So let's get into this. I might need a pair of scissors, and I'm going to be able to rip this off. Okay, so the first set, let's get this out of the box, and this is probably the least exciting out of all of them, and this is this set. This is a promo set earlier this year, 40764, the Easter Bunny Surprise. As I say, nothing too special in this, but again, I was just trying, when I was placing my orders, like trying to pick up sets, and there was 2 or 3 sets that I really wanted, and I thought, well, I'll add a couple more sets in as well. This would sell at a show for around about £10, maybe a little bit less, but again, it was just one of those things that they had at the time, and I thought I might as well go for that. That's the kind of thing that will sell quite well at a show. Now we have another similar set to that, and it is this set here, another promo set from earlier this year. This is 40782, the Tropical Rainforest Diorama, and again, this is a set I've got a few of. I think I might have only got 1 or 2 left of these now, because they've been selling quite well at shows. These go for around about £20 to £25 at shows, so again, nothing too spectacular, but don't forget, I only paid £1.26 each for these, so there's definitely been a profit. So on to the good stuff. These are the 4 sets that I really had my eye on, and the first one is this set here. The box is in pretty good condition, I have to say, 40480, and this is part of the Pets range. When Lego did these Pets range a few years ago, I didn't really think much of them, and I did buy a few, but goodness me, these have done very, very well on the aftermarket. They've been so popular. It's the kind of thing, one of those things I kind of missed the boat on a little bit, and I wish I'd bought a lot more of. But this is the Ginger Tabby and the Kitten. So let me give you a bit of information about this particular set. 40480, as I say, is the set number. It was retired from shelves in December of 2022, so it's nearly 3 years since this is retired. The original recommended retail price for this was £13.50. These currently sell on eBay for close to around about £40. So that is a very, very good return. I remember back in the day I did actually buy, I'm sure I bought the Dalmatians, the Budgie and the hamsters, but I never got the cats for some reason. So what do I know? But yeah, so managed to get one of these, and don't forget, yeah, we'd probably be able to sell these on at show for around about £40. Paid £1.26 for it. So that is the first of the good sets. And we've also got a couple of Speed Champion sets as well, and these are older Speed Champions, and you always know they're older because these are the 6 wide Speed Champions that they first started doing. 75885, the Ford Fiesta M Sport WRC, whatever that means. So let me tell you a little bit about this. This is the Fiesta, and this was this retired in December of 2019. So 6 years ago this retired. So wow, this person obviously bought them and just didn't for their own collection and never opened them. So I've managed to look out on this one. These were £12.99 back in the day. Do you remember when Speed Champions were £12.99? They're like 24 quid now, aren't they, for a single one? And again, these sell for around about close to £40 on eBay and the aftermarket. So very, very nice to get hold of one of those. We have another Speed Champions as well, and this is basically one set number down from the last one. And this is the Ford Mustang Fastback 1968. 75884 is the set number. Very similar to the other set in the fact that it was retired in December of 2019 and was £12.99 originally. These are a little bit less, these ones, but these go for sort of around about up to £35-ish. So I think both of these Speed Champions were both very, very nice little sets to get as part of this haul. And then one final set, and this is a set I've never ever had or owned before, and it is Ninjago. I don't do much Ninjago, but it's a brickhead, so it's all right. It's fine. I'm allowed to do it. So 40490 is the set number, and this is called Ninjago 10. Was this a promotion or a promo back in the day? I think it might have been, you know. If I can find out what the year is on this one, because I can't remember. We got 2021 as the year, and looking at my notes here, I had a look on brickset.com, which gives you all the dates and retirement dates and how much things used to cost. This was again retired in December of 2021. Short shelf life on this one. It's £25.99. If it wasn't a set that you could buy, which I don't think it was, I think this was a promo, that would have been the value of the promo. These go for around about £35 now, so not much of an increase from the original sort of RRP price for this, but again, just something that I haven't got. They are the characters there. They all come with their own stands as well, and again, something that I should be able to sell on at a reasonable rate. I think that is everything from that little box there. So let me just spread all of those things out, particularly the decent 4 sets there. Some really, really nice little sets to get. And yeah, that worked out very, very well. He's packaged them well. They've all arrived in very, very good condition, and I'm pretty happy with that. If I get all of the prices I want for all 6 of those, potentially I could make around about 185-ish pounds perhaps, and that's not bad at all. Saying the whole thing cost me £7.57, which was mainly postage, so I think that is a very, very good deal. Of course, it does mean I've only got around about £10. After I'd literally the day after I'd bought that, I literally had another £10 credited to my account. I was like, oh, never mind. So if you do not been on Whatnot yet, I say I probably won't be doing any shows on there, but you can get a free £10 credit if you follow the affiliate link, which I'll leave in the description of this video. If I get a few more of those, maybe I'll be able to buy some more sets at a later date and get them for basically nothing. So thank you to all the people that have done that in the past. So that is everything for this haul. A real variety of stuff this time. I'm going to just rearrange everything behind me a little bit. There we have it then. There are all the sets that I've got in this particular haul. It's a real eclectic mix of different themes and sets. Yeah, I've got everything from icons, ideas, Fortnite, Marvel, Star Wars, Animal Crossing, Despicable Me, Duplo, Creator, One Piece, Speed Champions, brickheads, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, there's a real variety of stuff. I think obviously the best thing is all the deals and discounts that I managed to do. I've got 3 whole orders there from Amazon, which didn't cost me anything whatsoever. That was really, really good. The rest of the sets generally are very heavily discounted as well, apart from one from lego.com, and of course I got all those sets from Whatnot. I managed to get some decent sets. I mean, I have been looking on Whatnot for quite a while, trying to sort of someone's got some sets, and a lot of them were these sort of auctiony things, or they were sets that were sort of part of these giveaways where you buy tickets and you don't know what you're going to win. I hate those kind of things really, because you end up with a load of polybags. So yeah, it was just sort of nice to get somebody that literally just had something, pick what you want, tell me how much you want for it, and pay for it. And of course, because I got all that credit, that really worked in my favour. Which set I think I'm happiest with. I think the best set really, surely, and as much as I love the lighthouse, has to be that medieval market square. I think that is a fabulous set. I think if any of the sets I was going to build, it would be that and possibly the Peelybone. They're very, very nice sets. Yeah, again, let me know sort of what you think about some of the other purchases. Have I done the right thing? Have I made some good choices, some bad choices? Let me know what you think in the comments. But that is pretty much it for this haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very, very much for watching. Until the next haul, until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.